Hey guys, welcome to another English commentary done by Diggity. This is going to be the fourth set between NrG and OD, and a lot of pressure on Fitch. NrG is up 2-1, and Fitch is going to be starting in the upper right-hand corner, orange bottom left-hand corner. We have Eve on red, and yeah, nice, good old-fashioned ZVZ on Blue Storm. I love this map, especially for ZVZ. I think it's particularly entertaining. Close quarters combat, such a precise matchup. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, yeah, I'm sure you guys noticed that I have to do these commentaries a little bit differently, partially because people are listening in the channel. Special shout out to everybody listening inside iCup. If you go ahead and you can see the shout outs actually on screen as people are messaging me, and I shouldn't have said that because now I'm just going to get a flood of messages. But by the way, it's a best of 5. Just thought I'd mention that over if Eve wins. That's it basically. Anyway, but if you go to iCup on Wednesdays and Thursdays and go to Op Yankee whatever, whichever one has it open, whether either Op Yankee 1, Op Yankee 2, etc., you can catch the live casts. Looks like we're going to see a 9 pool from Fitch. Probably going to see the same thing on the opposite. No, it looks like we're going to see some sort of 12 build, so probably going to see a 12, I'm going to assume a 12 pool from Eve. Let me make sure they got the players right there. Yeah, Eve. So Eve going to probably go for a 12 pool, which is going to put economic advantage. But if you can get that, and then you can see that early gas going down, if you can do a little bit of moving around with those zerglings and that early speed, it'll really pay off for Fitch in the long run. Overlord's passing in the night, and everybody wants a Rickroll right here, which probably isn't going to happen. We are in fact seeing a 12 pool on the opposite end from Eve. Honestly, 12 hatch is a little bit suicidal, Zerg versus Zerg, especially on a map like Blue Storm. But anyway, if you come in on Wednesdays, Thursdays, I think I'm going to be assigned basically every Wednesday. You can come listen to the live casts and basically, yeah, listen to everything happening live, chat with all the players who are actually inside the games. And if you want to join up with Yankee League, go talk to the people who are trying to get recruited by these various clans, honestly. I know that NrG is in fact looking. I know that I'm sure OD and a lot of the other clans are looking as well, and I think it's honestly one of the best things you can do as far as the community goes. I think this is the most fun you can have, essentially doing StarCraft and being directly involved as far as playing goes. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. Continuing with the commentary. So it looks like the pool is up on both sides. Zerglings being produced by Fitch. Not any Zerglings, and now it looks like a second hatchery being put down before some Zergling production here by Eve, producing just 2 Zerglings, and this could play a little bit into Fitch's favor. I think he really wanted to produce some Zerglings to kind of fight off the additional Zerglings, and shout out to Noob Crack really fast, to kind of fend them off, so he is going to have to deal with Zerglings up in the face. Fortunately for him, it looks like 4 of the Zerglings just being stuck inside Fitch's base. He's quickly teching to lair. He's going to be way ahead as far as lair tech goes. I'm just going to send, looks like 2 Zerglings down. This might be a calculated risk from Fitch. He might be going for kind of a delayed push, sending up 2 Zerglings just kind of scout things out, and then going to send down additional Zerglings. And this is kind of interesting from Fitch. He's bringing 2 Zerglings all the way and around, not even going for the gap. And then going to see, maybe just going to go for a quick hive tech push and try to win it that direction. Yeah, he's producing a lot of Zerglings, just going to try to win it as far as the tech push goes. The Overlord now is finally inside that. First Overlord is finally inside his base, sending a second Overlord. Spire is already going up. This could actually be very dangerous for Eve. He has 2 Overlords already pushing across the middle of the map. Those Overlords are very easily, basically complete bait here. Now it looks like we'll see a Zergling starting to push up. No, it looks like they're going to be brought back. Just in a couple, 4 Zerglings just going to be sent up the middle here, and more Zerglings being sent down by Fitch. So Fitch is actually in a very strong position to take this down if he can pick those Overlords out in the field. And still that second Overlord being sent alongside that Overlord has been spotted. We'll see if Fitch actually dedicates a Zergling to try to keep track. Now Zerglings splitting all over the place. 2 Zerglings going to go for the main, while the rest of the Zerglings going to be brought towards the secondary. 2 Zerglings at the main. Looks like they're going to be able to get some hits. Now Eve is going to have to bring the Zerglings back towards the natural, realizing that the Zerglings are let loose. Second Overlord is now inside the base, and so the 2 Zerglings at the main going to be able to get a lot of drone kills. This is going to put firmly in Fitch's favor here, and I should call them cordlings, for proper. And the Spire is going to be done momentarily. Oh man, I totally missed it. Eve managed to get some Zerglings inside Fitch's base as well. So nice. Beautifully pushing them around. More Zerglings have been produced on the opposite end, so a lot of economic damage on both sides. As far as the economic damage goes overall, it looks like Fitch, wow, actually I'm going to say it's just about dead even. I see about 5 drones mining minerals and 3 drones on gas at the main for Eve, and it's basically identical. 5 drones mining minerals and 3 drones mining gas on the opposite end, also for Fitch. So, but it looks like those Zerglings had to be brought back, and Eve pushing up with more Zerglings onto Fitch's base. And I don't think Fitch has enough to push this off. He is going to have a Sunken Colony up. He's got about 6 Zerglings to fight off, basically 2 short of full control group of Zerglings here. He did get the spawning, did manage to get the Sunken Colony up, producing some Scourge to go directly into the Overlord. So managed to take one of one of Eve's Overlords out. But now Zerglings pushing in. He's going to have to halt production for another second again. Now production going back normal. Managed to take care of the rest of the Zerglings in his base. A couple Zerglings once again down inside of Eve's base. Eve does not try to get a Spore Colony up, knowing that he's behind as far as the air tech goes. He has an evolution chamber down as well. And again, wow, this is really turning into a fantastic match once again. So Spore Colony is up inside Eve's main to fend off the Mutalisks, but I'm really more worried about the Overlords out in the field. Looks like the Overlord is starting to be brought back. There is a Mutalisks out, but we'll see if he just starts. Honestly, I think as long as Fitch does some Overlord hunting here, he'll be in a really strong position. Still only more Zerglings being sent up, though, by Eve, and Fitch, it looks like he's going to have to bring that Mutalisk back to try to deal with these Zerglings here. He has basically two Mutalisks, 3 Zerglings, and a Sunken Colony to try to deal with this. The Zerglings actually just being kind of sent back and forth. Now the Mutalisk starting to go after the Overlord that's in the middle of the field. A couple Scourge being sent out by Eve to try to deal with the. Let's see. No, not getting distracted by the Overlords in the meantime. Going to try to save that Overlord. Looks like Fitch did in fact see them coming, so he's going to be able to draw those Mutalisks back. He's got 2 Mutalisks up in the air versus 0, and it looks like actually just 4 Scourge here out in the air on the opposite end for Eve. See what he decides to do with those. And now he's got that secondary. Now he can start thinking about that secondary. This is where actually things are going to start looking into Eve's favor, because that secondary is up. He does have those Scourges up. Maybe if Fitch can do some nice micromanagement with the 3 Mutalisks he has up in the air and take care of those Scourge, or maybe do some positional attacking, he might be able to kind of push himself back into this game. But otherwise, looks like 2 Scourge up in the air. Additionally, for Fitch, just kind of getting the scouting out, kind of reprising the situation, seeing about 8 Scourges now out in the air. And it looks like Eve now starting to mine. Got a couple drones starting to mine at that location. Now 5 Mutalisks up for Fitch. Looks like he's going to press up with those 5 Mutalisks. He is 1 hatchery down, and additionally, I think he's behind economically as well. Looks like he's still only has the 5 drones mining the main. In the meantime, actually, I take it back. It's still only 5. I would say actually 6 drones mining for Eve as well. So evolution chamber, single Spore Colony back there, and now now the Mutalisks looks like they did manage to sneak through this, trying to pick off that Overlord once again. But now the Scourge have been grouped up, going to be able to chase. Now Fitch did manage to take down 1 Scourge, but Scourge coming from the opposite direction. Pushing in, looks like they did manage to take 1 Mutalisk out. Let's see if it did not manage to take a second Mutalisk, though, it looks like. So Fitch actually coming out okay. There are no more Scourge out in the air. Fitch has 1 very damaged Mutalisk, but the other 2 Mutalisks are really healthy, and it looks like I think he's still worried about the Scourge attack because he's hesitating as opposed to committing. Bring more Zerglings down. Looks like he wants to try to do a full commit attack here. Bring another Mutalisk up, and now more Scourge have been produced by Eve. Oh, it looks like 1 going to get caught in the air. 1 does manage to take an additional Mutalisk out, and Fitch trying to back up, trying to conserve, but more Scourge pushing off to chase off the additional Scourge that have already been produced. Special shout out to the fatties, by the way. I love natural selection. A big Scourge army. I would say about half a control group for Eve at the moment. So and Fitch is doing a good job of picking off a Zergling, and a couple Scourge there going into other Scourge and just getting butchered there along the side. Kind of sacrificial Scourge a little bit. Now Creep Colony. This is where Fitch is in a little bit of trouble. Creep Colony probably going to be morphed into a Spore Colony at the secondary, which will now the Spore Colony going up, which will put him in a pretty safe position. Now Eve sending up a lot of the Zerglings that he had otherwise, so it's going to be a Zergling Scourge army pushing into Fitch's base. I don't know that Fitch is going to have enough to stop this. At least I don't think he's going to have enough to stop the large grouping of Zerglings. This is a nice calculated attack from Eve. Eve is essentially going to be able to bring the Zerglings underneath, and let's see, he's got the Mutalisks. Unfortunately, he's starting to push them out, going to miss them, and he's going to catch them cross-section, but he can't continue to attack the Zerglings and run away from the Scourges at the same time, and he is managing to pick off a couple Scourges. Looks like he has a second Sunken Colony going up in the background, but now all the Zerglings inside his base, the Scourge are screening, take out a lot of Mutalisks, only 2 Mutalisks left, and just too many Zerglings inside Fitch's base. It looks like Eve is going to come down with this match. Second Sunken Colony does go up, but I think that's going to be GG. Still trying to fight it out, pulling the drones off the line. Second Sunken Colony down, and now his base is completely in tatters. Just going to try to rely on the Mutalisks to try to fend the rest of this off, but honestly, he's going to run out of drones. There's GG from Fitch. Eve takes it. Wow, excellent match. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Looks like NrG's going to take the set. Pretty good fight, though, by OD, I think, in all the matches. Great set. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Once again, you can check out Yankee League at bwusa.org. A lot of coverage at SC2GG by all the casters. I know Psionic, Reaver, and I are on the job, as well as Vol, for some delayed casting. He obviously can't do the live casting from New Zealand. And otherwise, yeah, check out bwusa.org. Go to iCup and sign up to play. If you want to learn how to play the game, SC2GG, or talk to these guys here. I'm not going to call them pros because they're not getting paid for this, but maybe one day, you never know. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that. Once again, thanks for listening.